It's your time. I'll be playing the games like I know I'm gon' win. Time to begin on. I'll be playing the games like I know I'm gon' win. Time to begin on.
Welcome back to PlayStation Tournaments Road to EVO 2024. It's finally time to kick off part 2 of 4 of this action-packed weekend in fighting games. We closed Guilty Gear Strive's qualifier with UK's very own Tiger Pop clutching a full trip to EVO 2024, and we are about to do the same for Street Fighter 6 right now, as 2 players who qualified online on the European circuit joined us all the way here in Paris to fight one of the EVO guests of the weekend and see who will win a fully paid trip to Evolution 2024. For those of you who are joining us, EVO is the biggest fighting games tournament in the world. It happened in July in Las Vegas, and you can still get tickets. So get your tickets to EVO 2024. It's the best place to be for fighting games. Definitely a place that I don't want to miss anytime ever. It's extremely fun to be there. Definitely looking forward to see as many as you guys as possible. But of course, if you want to join this kind of tournament and maybe get a chance to join the players there and maybe get your own trip to EVO, do make sure that you join the tournaments directly from your PS5. It's open to all. You just have to join directly from your console, enter the tournaments, do well, and eventually, you know, potentially be there to represent your favorite character, favorite game. This is Street Fighter 6, step 2 of the 4-step weekend. Tomorrow we'll have Mortal Kombat and Tekken 8, but now it's about time that we jump onto the Street Fighter 6 action. And just like for the entire weekend, commentators, guests, and everything around, it's about to be a fun weekend of fighting games. So let me throw it to our commentators of the day, Jammers and History Behind the Warrior.
Thank you so much for that amazing intro there, Damascus, doing the due diligence as a host. But yes, we are going to be here talking about some Street Fighter leading up to Evolution 2024, as he said. I believe this is the first time we've worked together ever, so it's a pleasure actually working with you, Warrior. Appreciate that. How are you feeling today?
I'm feeling really good, and I love the amount of hype that's really surrounded this game since Season 2's come out. And, you know, whilst we're on the topic of it, big reveal yesterday. Big reveal. Of course, we have the next entourage and plethora of characters, including some crossovers. Shout out to King of Fighters right there. But the big talk of the town right now has, of course, been Bison.
I mean, we can talk about that throughout the show today, but I've got to tell you something else that's big. It's the format of what the players are going to be doing today. Here's how it's looking, ladies and gentlemen. 2 qualifying players, as we mentioned before, and there will be an EVO finalist. They're going to be duking it out in a round-robin format. The rules are simple to win today's event for Street Fighter 6. The player with the most games wins. And the basic rules you can see at the bottom. 99 seconds, best of 3 rounds, and it's first to 3 wins, of course, best of 5 there. This is going to be incredible because of the players involved, but they're not only playing for bragging rights, they're playing for a huge chunk of change, 3,000 euros plus an EVO travel package. It's 2024. If you're paying for your own flights, depending where you're going, I don't know what to tell you, but these guys are more than willing to send you over to Evolution 2024. And I can't wait to see that in second place, 2,000 euros. I mean,
that's still really good.
That's still pretty beefy for these guys here. So listen, we've got some crazy stuff here. We got some of the best players in Sweden. We got some of the best players in France. But hey, I'm going to stop rambling because we've got something to show you. The spotlight's on them. Take it away.
Hi, I'm Olivier from my nickname Luffy. I'm a Street Fighter player.
My nickname is UCO and I'm from Sweden.
Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Crimson. I'm 28 years old and I'm a professional video game player for Aegis. I've already been in EVO multiple times, of course.
I have watched this event with my brothers for 10 years now. This is my first time competing in PlayStation tournament Road to EVO.
I won EVO in 2014 in Street Fighter 4. So my history with Street Fighter license, I've been starting playing Street Fighter when I was 6 years old with Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, I started playing Street Fighter in 2010 and my favorite character right now is JP.
So I started playing Street Fighter competitively for like 10 years, something like that. FGC scene is a really welcoming scene.
The FGC scene actually evolved a lot.
It's very amazing to see so many players come together to events. My mindset is to stay focused and calm.
I'm really excited to play at the final against Juicy Joe.
I think the best tips I can give is first like to play with a lot of different people. In EVO 2024, usually I'll always say, yeah, I want to win it. But now it will be more about doing my best.
I would like to be remembered as a good person, but a scary player.
Of course, I want to be remembered as a champion because I work for it. It's really important. A huge thanks to the people who support me.
I would like to thank PlayStation Tournaments for the opportunity.
And like that is all of the players we will be having today. A lot of incredible talent, as you did point out, from all over the regions. Like, it's one of my favorite parts about these sorts of tournaments as well, because you get to see a lot of old school legacy, fan favorites clash and go head to head here.
Well, as you can see, this is what the schedule is for those head-to-head matches here. We're going to be starting off with Juicy Joe going up against Luffy, and then the set 2 will be Mr. Crimson going up against Luffy, a classic in the French region here. And of course, Mr. Crimson will be going up against Juicy Joe. There is some recent history regarding that set first. But hey, things are going to get great. Things are going to get juicy. I need to hand it back over to our host, Damascus. Take it away.
Jammers making it easy for me. Things are going to get juicy, of course. That's kind of an easy transition from Jammers. Thank you guys for introducing the format. Obviously, today, quite a short one with one EVO guest in the name of Luffy. So how about we just welcome our first 2 players right here on the stage, Juicy Joe and Luffy. Luffy almost didn't want to talk to me. Luffy, I'm going to start with you. I need to shake your hand. Congratulations for winning EVO 2025 with May. How do you feel?
Feeling pretty good. I was very surprised by the announcement. First time we see like in a real Street Fighter character from another franchise, so it's very cool.
Are you planning to main her for sure? Who are you maining right now?
I'm still searching for my main. I'm playing Aki, Marisa, and Manon. But yeah, of course, I'm gonna play her when she come out in 1.5 years.
Well, we'll be patient. Shout out to Luffy, of course. Pleasure to have you, Mr. Juicy Joe. Nice to finally meet you in person. You know, I got to finally talk to this guy after, you know, seeing him online in tournaments and stuff. A simple question for you. It's season 2 that just started. You've been known as the JP Master. A lot of people are saying JP might be dead. Do you think JP is dead?
No, he's not dead.
What do you think about JP season 2 now?
I think he's strong still in his core game plan. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to show it today.
Well, perfect. I'm looking forward to see this. Juicy Joe, Luffy, you guys can take a seat and get ready for your first match of the day. And while the players prepare, of course, let's throw it away to our 2 commentators, Jammers and History Behind the Warriors. Guys, take it away.
Appreciate that. Short and simple. Luffy's lying to you all, saying, searching for his main. We found him. We have found them, just a little bit longer. Only just 365 days plus. No problem. Got to be a little bit patient. But as you can see, this is what set 1 is going to be. Juicy Joe, one of the strongest players hailing from Sweden, going up against an iconic figure in the French region in Luffy. This is a beautiful matchup to kick things off. Any early thoughts on this one, Warrior?
Here's the thing. I am not too familiar with it because due to my field. However, I am very familiar with these names because they're just kind of that infamous when you think about really strong EU Street Fighter players. And here's the thing. One thing I want to point out is that I'm extremely interested to see what our EVO champion is going to bring to the table. Because we were watching him playing casuals and he plays a plethora of different characters we'll probably end up seeing.
You saw the stats there. 23 years of age, Juicy Joe. Luffy's got 14 years. I just clocked. Luffy's got 14 years on Juicy Joe. That is insane. 37 years young. That is good to hear. I like that. Still playing Street Fighter. He's going to have some fun next year. Like you said, still in search of finding his style in Street Fighter 6. But again, he's still got that tournament experience. He's a veteran. He is an EVO champion. So he knows all about it. 10 years ago, would you believe it? 10 years ago, he won it with Rose in Street Fighter 4 here. Now, this is a tall order because we don't quite know what character Luffy's going to bring to the table here. Juicy Joe, he is a tried and true JP specialist. And I got to say, this wasn't spoken about enough. I can't eulogize this young man enough. He was one of the most consistent players in Europe. Every tournament he entered, the lowest position he got was 5th. After that, it was 2nd, 3rd, 2nd, so on and so forth. And he actually had 3 opportunities to qualify for Capcom Cup, which just happened, Capcom Cup 10. He got denied all 3 times. So, like, this guy's been consistent, and people know, they acknowledge his abilities as a JP specialist, but nobody talked about his results. So I'm doing his due diligence and saying, hey, GC Joe, we have been watching. Keep an eye on the results. It looks like we've got the Italian juggernaut on our screen. No.
Oh, no, the switch.
We've gone from the French judo fighter. Is Luffy trolling us now? It's too early for that, Luffy.
It's
too early.
Never too early. But it's very interesting, as we talked about, I mentioned, you know, whilst he hasn't found a character that really fits his play style, it goes to show the versatility of him to have like a different plethora of characters at his fingertips to just work around with, especially when it comes against a character like JP and you want to kind of like work around some of his options and tools.
Well, the thing is, JP's actually still strong. I was speaking to Juicy Joe about it and doing some lab work with him as well. His core game plan is still there. Before it was death by 1,000 hammers, now it's actually death by 1,000 cuts. So it's going to take a little bit more work. But the perfect parry change, or the recovery to perfect parry, has been a huge deal. So now he's going to be inflicting 20% from those throws and building a significant amount of meter very, very quickly. As you can see there. Ooh. Yeah.
Nice, also has the corner to work with. Can kind of bully his way, not overextend, but Luffy working his way and stacking up the command grabs. That is free, locked in. Goes for the drive rush.
Oh, that's burnt out. Oh, no, that's the round. Right, my apologies. Yeah, that's the round. Pick your poison. It doesn't really matter. Like you pointed out, Warrior, that is 3 medallions and an early round. I'm surprised he actually built 2 bars for the Super Art 2 there in that first round. That goes to show how incredibly fast meter building is in Street Fighter 6.
Yes, but right now Luffy has to work his way in. Ooh, just Joe choosing to chase him down. Not quite setting up the field here. Going to get the throw mix up again.
Yeah, so this is what goes back to. Lovely perfect parry. Goes to the back throw instead of increasing that medallion, but now he increases the threat level to level 4 here. And he's just going to block it out here, Juicy Joe. He is low on drive gauge, but he gets the cross up.
I get a nice combo conversion, but ooh, nice throw tech. Beautiful perfect parry, but can't quite get anything off that.
I think he was going to activate Lavushka level 2 from that situation if the crouching fist connected in time. Gets the bait with the backdash into the standing fist and closes out that round. Now remember, Juicy Joe is one of the best players from Sweden, but again, Luffy, he loves gambling. He knows these situations. He knows what's on the line for Juicy Joe as well. So this is why it's going to be a little bit annoying, and he gets the punish on Amnesia with the command grab. This is not looking good for Juicy Joe, Warrior.
Yeah, he's got that 5 stack as well on level 3 sitting on deck at the moment. And speak of the devil, gonna seal it out. Things looking really good for Luffy.
Now, one of the changes that happened as well in the previous version of the game, this might not have killed, but it's guaranteed this time round, because as her medallion level increases, the damage on her CA or her level 3 increases as well. So this is very important. Now, I'm on Juicy Joe's side with this. We were speaking about this before. I think this is a torrid matchup, diabolical for Manon, but again, random shouts to Random from Germany. He disagrees because you have to be pretty on point with that, and he's a talented player. Luffy's a talented player as well. He's 1-0 up in this set 1.
Yes, and here's the interesting aspect, especially when it comes in a matchup against a grappler. You know, you always got to have that mindset, be aware of the command grab, and kind of enforce that game plan. But on the grappler side of things, it's like a tick and a checkbox. Like, okay, what are you doing? What can I work around? How are you countering my command grabs? How can I change that mindset of yours? Well
articulated there, Warrior, and he drive rushes in with that crouching median kick. Does the low stride bog, or the light stride bog, sorry, to get back to the neutral here. And it looks like Luffy's just going to slow down a little bit, passively let his drive gauge come back, and he has to be very careful because Juicy Joe was landing a lot of punish counter throws in that first exchange in that previous game between them.
Yeah, so it's maybe actually like comfort in the matchup right now. Reset the neutral, just kind of feel each other out, wait for someone to overextend. And there it was. Luffy smelt blood. He's going to close it out. And a 3-stack in the first round on a command grab character. Looking really, really good.
Deja vu all over again. It looks like Juicy Joe's not quite sure how to approach Luffy, because Luffy's style, I don't know how often he's faced Luffy, because Luffy throws off a lot of people who are active on this game because they're not comfortable with his character choices or this style as well. Gets the crouch fist and departures out of there.
Yeah, quite smart to work your way out of that corner, but I'm not sure if it's wise for Joe to just kind of stay a little bit too close to Luffy right now, because he's been, you know, quite articulate with manipulating the screen to his advantage, but every time Luffy just gets that, like, that mid-screen control advantage, just waits for Joe to overextend, press one button, and just taste the blood.
Well, this is not looking too good right now. Back's against the wall here, and these are first to threes. He's 2-0 down, so he has no choice but to win 3 games off the bounce. And he needs to change it quick. And he was talking to me before about the damage nerfs that JP received, he's feeling them. Because again, when you need to land that big damage, it doesn't come as easy. Because people have accumulated knowledge of how to fight JP over time with the combination of the nerfs, things become a little bit more harder. Now he's actually working a full-time job. He's not getting a bonus for no reason.
I will say this approach from Joe definitely is benefiting him. He's kind of controlling the screen a little bit more, but you gotta be careful. The more and more I see him get a little bit too close to Luffy, it makes me really nervous. And that's one stack locked in at the moment.
That was another stubborn jump. He got anti and then he jumped immediately again with that early jump roundhouse. But I was talking to Juicy Joe again. He did say slower and higher jumps can help with the anti-S scenario, but on the early jump roundhouse, he can catch anybody. And he does get around on the board there, Warrior.
Yeah, I think this is really good for Juicy Joe to just kind of break that momentum. You know, when you're playing against a grappler who can stack, you know, it's a momentum game because they can just really, really catch you off guard. But, ooh,
okay.
My goodness me, I've never seen that before.
That's even something that was pre-planned or that was nice impromptu work, but he gets the back throw because Luffy, I think, he had an input error there because of the teleport. And another punish counter throw on his end.
Yes, good. Throw tech. Unfortunately stuck in the corner. Just eating a lot of these throw loops at the moment.
I like that he's trying to force the throw as well. Is he going to spend the bar? He will. I think he only needs level 2, but it's Luffy. What am I talking about? He gets the reset, cancels the Renverse into an empty spin, gets the command grab there with the audacity, and gets another 3-stack again. That's been quite common for Luffy when he's been winning rounds in this set thus far.
Yes, it's very smart as well, because it's like, oh, the round's over. It's like, no, I'm going to end it a little bit early just to get that 3-stack.
And he dropped the combo, and he still got it with the perfect parry. He's got to spend level 2, but I think he's going to go for level 3 instead. No, doesn't spend any super art here.
Instead goes for the setup at the moment. He has to work his way in. This is where Joe has looked the most comfortable in the matchup, but every time we kind of say that, he may overextend, and we are looking at Manon with a 3-stack and 3 bars of meter.
Well, you get complacent because JP's full screen presence is still super strong, and he will go into the Super Art 3, replenish as much dry gauge as possible, get that extra damage, and he can probably be sneaky here and try something because he is 2 games up. I'd try it if I was him, and he done it, and that's going to close it out. The hit grab into level 3, closing it out there, and that is a dominating performance there from Luffy. 3-0 against one of the online qualifiers, leading to this PlayStation Road to EVO 2024 tournament. Off to a bad start here, unfortunately, for Juicy Joe.
Unfortunately, but very well played for Luffy. Of course, was hovering over Marissa, but the switch to Manon really did pay off. And, you know, in the traditional grappler versus zoner matchup, it's really hard usually for the grappler to work his way in, but he looked super, super comfortable.
Well, here's the thing. When you're playing a zoner, you have to basically be laser focused 100% of the time. You can't be complacent, as I said before. You can't fall asleep at the wheel. And there was times where you would think the opponent is going to be deterred by you basically swatting them away. But no, you have to be obstinate. You have to be determined that I can win this round off of that one opportunity. And because of how Manon's in-game mechanic works with the medallion, it works. You just see it there. And again, like we said, frequently every round that Luffy won, the first round he won in the vast majority of those rounds, he was having at least a minimum threat level 3 before it makes it increase to threat level 5. And then those new buffs, they were working out there in terms of the super art changes anyway.
It's these small little micromanaged decisions that really, really paid off, because those medallions, as you said, they stack up really quick, really, really fast. And whilst Joe, you know, had these beautiful moments of just like brilliance, he just wasn't able to maintain that momentum and just zone out Luffy for the rest of the game, because once he was doing very well.
He was showing signs of adaptations there, maybe a little bit too slow. Maybe he was a bit nervous because, like I said, this is a specialist who's very good. He has been performing super well in online tournaments. He said he never competed in PlayStation tournaments at this caliber, as he said in the interview. So maybe that was playing a lot on his mind psychologically, because again, this is psychological warfare in these fighting games, and Luffy, he smells blood, and you can see it here. This is what the leaderboard's looking like, because these 2 players you see on the screen right now, they are the online qualifiers. And because that round differential is basically in the depths of despair, he's going to need a miracle and his own ability to kind of climb back out there. So it's not looking too good for Juicy Joe at the moment. But that doesn't mean all hope is lost. But now we have to transition over to set 2, where we need to introduce the next lineup. So take it away, Damascus.
Thank you, Jammer. Set you indeed. Luffy is just showing the experience, reality checking against Juicy Joe, one of the upcoming players there. Luffy, who is staying right behind me, ready for his second match. And this second match is about to be one of the absolute classics of not only just the French FGC, but the European FGCs. This is a match that we've seen on Street Fighter 4, on Street Fighter 5, and now on Street Fighter 6. It's two of the very best in France, in Europe, and in the world, of course. So let's get Mr. Crimson onto the stage. Crimson, always good to see you, brother. No Viper in Season 2.
No, I'm so sad. I hope I will be alive at the moment where she arrived in the game. Still alive.
How do you feel about Season 2 overall with your character, with Dalsim? Are you going to play like another character? Are you fully committing to Dalsim?
Yeah, I really like what they did on Season 2. I think they taking the good path of the game to make the game better. The drive reversal, all the option to help character without defensive option. I think the game still need to get polished a little bit still, of course. But right now, it's more interesting to watch tournament. We saw El Chacote win with Lily. We saw many surprises. So yeah, and Akuma looks absolutely sick, so I really like him.
All right, good to hear. Shout out to Mr. Crimson. He's about to face Luffy. Man, go take a seat. Love the glasses, by the way. You look good with glasses, man. This guy always looks good. Luffy versus Crimson, the Classico about to happen. Take it away, commentators.
Thank you very much, Damascus. Welcome back. We're coming up to our second game here, and of course, Mr. Crimson, we saw this man playing a lot of Akuma.
Dude, why is this guy posing like he's in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something? Why do these people always look good? All right, you know what? I'm gonna have to take up some classes on how to model or take some pictures. These guys are
This
too
man's
good at
got style. We even talked about the glasses.
This is crazy. But listen, let's be real talk here. It was brilliant that he mentioned that he's liking the direction that Street Fighter 6 is going. For those of you who don't know, because of how mechanically rich Street Fighter 6 is, a lot of the players were unsure as to the direction that the game was going in. But when the huge balance patch came out very recently, May 22nd, I believe it was, we got to see an idea as, okay, cool, we can agree with this. Obviously, it needs a bit polishing. Everything in life needs a little bit of polishing, but I agree with that. This is beautiful to see. Like Damascus said, we've actually been robbed of this set as of recent.
Yeah.
Because Luffy has been obviously doing other obligations in life, and he hasn't really found his character, found his footing. Mr. Crimson dabbling around as well, and obviously he will be a dad soon, so he will be playing Street Fighter 6 at 3 in the morning, like the rest of the FGC dads. Shouts to the FGC dads out there. But he's coming here and he's come to work. Recent performance, I think he came joint 33rd at DreamHack Dallas not too long ago. But he is here, he is still competing, so this will be brilliant to see. Any thoughts from you on this one? You looking forward to this one?
Oh, absolutely. Look, I am an absolute fiend for Akuma. So the fact that I get to see at this level from these two players who haven't had the chance to play.
He could play Akuma, it could be Dalsim. He's been putting in a lot of work with Akuma, as we actually saw in the green room earlier. I know you made some observations about that as well, but I think because usually what was happened before, especially in Street Fighter 5, Luffy used to be like the best or one of the best, and then Crimson was climbing up, and then once Crimson figured things out, it was very hard for Luffy to kind of come back and retain that level. And because he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place with the character selection, it looks like he's going with Manon here, so maybe the stubbornness will work out like it did against Juicy Joe.
Yes, in fact, this is kind of like a similar matchup in the sense that he's playing against two zoners today.
I mean, I'm not being worse for wear here. It's just how the selection works. And it looks like we are maybe getting a character swap here. We'll kind of sort that out real quick. But yeah, listen, I don't wish that upon my worst enemy. Maybe I do.
I would.
Maybe I do. I take that back. Maybe I do. I'm sorry I said it on camera. Maybe I do. Just fight two zoners back to back. And Manon did get changes. Quality of life changes, they did help out. But in terms of the overall changes, the universal changes, as well as other individual changes for the respective characters, I don't think she shot up the tier list too much. There are some people saying she might be the worst in the game right now. That's way too early. I don't think that's a hot take, but it's way too early to say that. But just in terms of what everybody else got, it's like you guys got all these shiny, fancy new cars, and I'm still stuck with my first Mini Cooper.
understandable. It's one of those instances where it's like, look at what everyone else has got.
It's
Why
the
don't I have
kid.
that?
It's the kid that points and says, "How come they've got this and I don't?"
You know, it's like the Simpsons episode where Homer's building like the barbecue.
You know what? That's better.
That's 1,000,000% it.
That is way better here. But yeah, maybe Luffy will test the waters first with the Manon, see if he can quote unquote rob a game here or two. See how that goes and then come back. Mr. Crimson, very industrious, very studious at this game. He likes the changes for Dalsim, I should say. And a DI, punish counter, drive impact, gets the counter there. Drive impact is actually pretty useful tool against Dalsim in certain aspects, but you've got to be very careful until he does a double drive impact there, Warrior.
Yeah, 2 back-to-back. Admittedly, I didn't expect to see that right out the gate, but Crimson playing this very, very well, controlling the pace of the match, wants to keep up Luffy as much as possible, and it's working to his favor.
I want to see the anti-airs jump in from Luffy with EX Yoga Blast. I know that got changed as well, so you get more damage from that. Mileage there, try to get an arbitrary dash. Didn't quite work out. Mr. Crimson is going to try and take advantage of his low life, despite being on low drive gauge. He's put in the corner now.
Yeah, beautiful blocks, but unfortunate for Luffy. Couldn't quite work his way in this round. Crimson playing this very, very well, and, you know, not scared to anti-air and challenge a lot of Luffy's options.
You shouldn't be, to be the most part, but again, because you don't want your opponent to get free pressure, but you also don't want to give him the free damage, and then he spends the 2 bars on Etoile, the Super R2. It's a drill kick. That would look poorly spaced. That looked poorly timed as well.
Big unfortunate push in the corner, but Crimson taking his time.
We've got drive reversal working there. That means he can't get a free command grab or a free back medium kick pressure there. And Mr. Crimson did say wake up drive reversal did help in some ways for Dalsim and accidentally in other ways as well. But that's going to build the Super Arc 3. But the Yoga Sunburst is going to do it because I don't think he built the meter. I think he built the meter in time. But with the situation awareness, he wasn't confident in the cancel. And because in the corner, you can actually link into the Super Art 2, he was confident in doing that instead. So well played. Good situation awareness there for Mr. Crimson.
Yeah, well, they're having a very different approach to this matchup, but Crimson fires right back to that drive impact. He's getting so much mileage out of utilizing it.
I don't think he's missed one punish counter drive impact yet. There's a roundhouse there floating away, and it's going to be hard for Luffy to jump in, and he jumps in successfully. It's twice now, but the early button there for Mr. Crimson.
Yeah, unfortunately, the engine has stopped a fair bit. Crimson is controlling this matchup extremely well. Luffy, I wouldn't say he looks flustered, but looks quite scared to approach Crimson, take his turn.
Here's the thing about Street Fighter 6. When nothing's happening, something's happening. So he is waiting a little bit of time, so he has the respective amount of drive meter before he has to take a risk so he doesn't get burnt out. The one thing you don't want to do against a character like Dalsim is burn yourself out in your own volition, and an arbitrary medium Degage taking it there. Oh!
Beautiful conversion.
Damn, he's going for a command grab. Not quite. He's playing it safe first before the wake up drive reversal comes. But then he gets a command grab there.
Oh, the reach on that. That's 4 medals.
4 medals, and that was the light version of the command grab there, the golden carousel. And he's trying to get a sneaky one there for threat level 5. He could have DI'd there to probably stop the slide, but he's going to play it safe here at the moment. He smells blood, and Mr. Crimson might have to start floating a little bit more. That was a short punish.
Another command grab, 5 stack locked in, back up to the corner. Things looking really good for Luffy, but get off me, throws out the super.
He got him.
Get away.
So you do have significant frame advantage after drive rush crouch medium punch. It is a mix up there, and Mr. Crimson identified Luffy wanted to snuff that out and uses Super Art 3 to break away.
Yeah, I think that's definitely what Crimson needs, just to slow down the game, put himself into life advantage, but be careful. Nice hits. Luffy off.
Perfect parry, trying to get the jump in. Yoga Lance doing its work. No counter hit, so he couldn't get the drive rush cancel conversion, but it is irrelevant at this point because he does get in conversion and closes things out with that crouching heavy punch. And Luffy is now in the position he put Juicy Joe in a couple of minutes ago.
Yes, I will say Mr. Crimson looking very, very strong in this matchup. Luffy looks like we may see a Marissa pick, because we did see at the very, very start when he's playing against Juicy Joe floating over the character, and I have seen him play Marissa in the back, and it's one aggressive character.
I mean, she lives up to her name in terms of at least the moniker, the Italian juggernaut, I must say. And there's the drive rush cancel, clearing things up. Now, I haven't actually sat down properly with Marisa's changes and kind of include the foresight as to see whether it changed, but she did get some fun new juggles and new combos, and I think the universal change to whiff parry recovery does help her out a fair bit as well. So he wakes up with a delayed throw, and Mr. Crimson identified that warrior.
Yeah, Yeah, now has the corner to work with. Going to get another forward throw. Slaps you back in the corner.
That's one of the nastiest throws in terms of animation in the game.
It really is.
You really want to get slapped by that. Nice backdash. Oh, man. Drive rush. He can't get it because he didn't turn around in time to catch. But he's jumping out of the sky. Yep. That was a good choice there. He didn't want to deal with the pressure and then it lead to a command grab as well, because Mariza does have the M-fold command grab, which is a nightmare to deal with as well. But Mr. Crimson is not deterred by this character switch at all.
Yeah, currently on match point, looking really good and comfortable in the matchup right now.
Backdashes the stand fist. Yoga Arch to gain some space. No conversion. The Yoga Arch just disappeared right in front of Luffy as he was on the wake up there, trying to get a perfect parry against the limb as well.
Something I do want to point out.
Burn out.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, good choice. He's going to burn him out. And this is gone from bad to worse. And you don't build any super meter while getting hit by the other person's super. So Mr. Crimson gets one free mix-up. What's going to be?
Time to guess.
Oh, no, he's going to... Okay, no, he's not going to do that instead. I thought he was going to loop something, but here comes the Yoga Arch loop, and he got him. Yeah, he got him.
Smart reverse. Going to do a lot of damage because of the CA. Going to kind of free things up a little bit more and obviously puts himself out of burnouts. This is really, really good recovery for him.
The most important thing is he's just got his drive gauge back, and Mr. Crimson made the choice by his own admission, burnt himself out, but he's actually in a good position. And there you have it, the surprise ending there. Stand heavy kick being cancelled into the Yoga Fire there, catching him off guard. I think he was micro-walking forward and just didn't block in time. But that was another dominating performance here in the Street Fighter 6 Road to Evolution 2024 tournament here, brought to you by PlayStation Tournaments. Big thank you to PlayStation as well for providing the players this opportunity to go out to Evolution. But you see it there, the picture suits it. I can't do it. I don't have a ring, I don't have the glasses. Well, I don't even have the same hairstyle. I can't do it, but you see the energy there and you see the emphatic victory that he showed us there.
Yes, he played that so incredibly well. And I think there was that really big difference in contrast of styles between Juicy Joe and what we saw from Crimson, of how, you know, both play Zona archetypes. That doesn't necessarily mean they play the same. It's different approaches to that. And it worked extremely well to Mr. Crimson's favor, forced Luffy off the Manon into the Marissa, and it couldn't stop him.
It's very difficult as well because when you are having a character crisis, as we like to say, when it comes to fighting game competition and your opponent is just basically locked in their ways and comfortable, it's very hard to kind of work around that, especially when the new changes come out or you're having that character crisis. You have to see what they've changed for multiple characters. He's just like, okay, stuck with plan A. It's working out. Luffy had some pretty interesting tricks there to increase the medallion level, which kind of worked out here and there, but it was those clutch moments where he was nearly exhausted of all his options and resources, and Mr. Crimson built the necessary stuff just in time to land that big damage. And remember, he's incredibly familiar with Luffy's style. No matter what game you take it to or where you go, there will be some essence between, that's why we call it a classic matchup between Luffy and Mr. Crimson. The essence will kind of remain the same in that regard. And Mariza didn't work out from Eva, but this is what the leaderboard is looking like right now. So the only way to turn this around for Juicy Joe is if he gets a dominating performance against Mr. Crimson. So he basically has to 3-0 Mr. Crimson. There is a little bit of history in regards to this set. I'm not going to spoil the surprise. I'm not one of those Twitter spoilers you see. We're going to wait. Let me hand it back to Damascus, and I'll spoil it for you afterwards. Take it away, Damascus.
No spoilers indeed, Jammers. I kept the two players with us, to have a quick chat. These guys are going to be too fast with the games. Obviously, I was happy to have you guys around. I, wanted to have a quick chat. Street Fighter and around. Crimson, let's start with you. Jammers mentioned earlier, right? Because obviously, I haven't had an opportunity to tell you in person, right? This man's about to be a dad. Congratulations, brother. I had to, I told him online and stuff, but Jammers mentioned something really interesting because I talked to Hurricane a lot, right? And it's the same, like a lot of the FGC dads, they switch their gaming schedule to 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Are you ready for that?
That's true. I will have to organize myself. Luckily enough, I have my wife, my wonderful girlfriend who will help me, but that's going to be tricky.
Well, big congratulations. Obviously, we're looking forward, to your happiness. Just best wishes to you and your family. Obviously, competition continues. In season 2 is there. Do you have any specific objective in this season on Street Fighter 6?
Of course, everyone is trying to find his rhythm, his style, the character that they have to play. It's pretty much the same goal that I have. Of course, I still want to play Dalsim. I like this character, and I think he's, of course, stronger than in the previous version. So I will have to find a secondary. I have few character that I like. I like Akuma. I think Zangief could be a good team, but I still need to work and to see. Luckily, I have enough time, so...
That's good to hear from Crimson. Mr. Luffy, I think the big question that most people want to ask you is, what's up with you competitively? You know, like, what's the drive right now? You're like big chilling and enjoying the game. Are you there to win EVO? Like, what's your drive in Season 2?
I'm actually still trying to first find my character and also understand the game, because the game, I feel like Street Fighter 6, everything like you learned in previous Street Fighter doesn't really help a lot, because I saw Bonchan released a video like some days ago saying that he thinks that with finishing is not that, it shouldn't be the biggest part of the game like usually in Street Fighter, because of the drive meter gauge and of course the drive rush. And maybe we can say that we still doesn't understand how the game completely works yet. I think we can say the same, like for example, Season 1, SF5, and last season we play completely differently about understanding the risk reward and stuff. But I think it's gonna be the same in Street Fighter 6. But yeah, I still gotta find my rhythm and my character, I guess.
I think that's the case for a lot of players, because the best player I have to mind, you know, when you tell me this, it's kind of the same thing as Problem X, who's currently like finding his groove, right? Problem X was really struggling at the beginning of the game, found that click. Is that click that you're looking for? Did you see, for example, him maybe finding his click competitively? Because it's probably the way you see the game, right?
Yeah, I think it's the way you see the game. Like for example, I know that Problem X, for example, he played Abigail in SF5. And like for a bit, then Blanca is a character for him that actually fit well, because he like character that put you into choice quickly. Like when you put Blanca down, you have to guess between his EX rolling or his air rolling. So you have to guess, basically. You have to guess more than an unusual character. And I think Problem is actually like it. And same goes for level 2 on block. You have to guess too. Problem is usually like character that make you guess quickly and strongly.
Yeah, it's all about finding your playstyle, right? I mean, I'm looking forward for you to see, because I know how annoying it is to fight this guy in any Street Fighter. He's about to eventually get there, but you know, pleasure as well to talk to both of the players. Always amazing to talk to high-level players and have a bit of a Street Fighter chat. But with this, obviously, match 2, set 2 just finished. One set left between Mr. Crimson and Juicy Joe. And reminding all of you guys that this is for a trip to Evolution 2024. If you want to enter this kind of tournament, you can enter these tournaments directly from your PlayStation 5. So definitely join the fun, join the community. There is a lot to do, there's lots of friends to make, you know, and lots of fun to have on fighting games. Overall, this is PlayStation Tournament Road to Evo 2024. Before we go to the final set of the day, aka Mr. Crimson versus Juicy Joe, we're gonna take a very short break, guys. So get a drink, get a snack, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes for the final game of the day to decide who are we sending to represent Europe and PlayStation tournaments at Evolution 2024. Back in 5 minutes with more fighting games.
PlayStation. Evo 2024 is the biggest Evo ever. Publisher booths, art gallery, a bigger cosplay contest, the biggest Evo arcade ever, and the show floor is open for 3 days. More good news, your show floor ticket gets you into the all-new arena experience. This year, it's one ticket for everything, which is great because all 8 featured games will have the finals played on the main stage.
Your Evo champion, guys, give it up for...
Welcome back to PlayStation Tournaments Road to EVO 2024. We are almost finished with the day. Only one set remains on Street Fighter 6, and that is the set that will decide which player are we sending to Evolution 2024, happening in Las Vegas in July. It's going to be between France's very own Mr. Crimson and Sweden's very own Juicy Joe. And of course, if you guys want to join the fun, you can still buy your tickets for EVO 2024. The registration is still open, whether you want to be a spectator or a player. It's an amazing tournament, fighting game festival. It's even a convention, I would say. Definitely a place that is extremely fun to be at, to just enjoy and celebrate fighting games together with the entire wider fighting games family. As we had today quite a few matches happening, and on the Street Fighter 6 side, we had Luffy coming on really strong by taking it over Juicy Joe with a very, very strong 3-0. We thought that Luffy might be out of commission, but hell no, he's not, with a dominating win against Juicy Joe. And then Mr. Crimson just pulled up for another classic between these two. The rivalry was absolutely endless on SF5, on SF4. Crimson winning 3-0. Obviously, Crimson in a very, very advantageous position right now to get the final win. That's the only thing he needs right now is take one game. As long as he takes one game, he's safe. He's going to get the first place, which is 3,000 euros and a free trip to EVO. Second place taking 2,000 euros. Both of these players, qualifying through, playing through a PlayStation 5 tournament that you can enter as well directly from your PlayStation 5. So definitely join the fun on fighting games. But without further ado, let's get the players in. Juicy Joe and Mr. Crimson to the stage. All right, players are getting ready for the final set of the day. Juicy Joe versus Mr. Crimson. This will decide who we qualify to EVO, who we send there to represent PlayStation Tournaments European Road to EVO, and who we will be cheering for as well. Let's send it back to our commentators, jammers, and history behind the waters. Guys, take it away.
Thank you very much, Damascus. We are on to our final match between these two. And from what you tell me, there's a lot of history between them.
Oh, is it spoiler time?
Oh, it's spoiler time.
Oh, it's not spoiler time. It's the episode of the week. Anyway, Mr. Crimson going up against Juicy Joe here. So yes, recent history between these two titans. Some of the strongest players, I'd say, in the European region for Street Fighter 6 right now. It took a little while for Europe to kind of find their footing, but they're slowly finding it in domestic competition and international competition as well. Shouts to Problem X and Phenom at DreamHack Dallas. Recently, DreamHack Summer will be happening in a week's time as well. But yes, so Crimson versus Juicy Joe. These guys faced each other in the closed qualifiers at the grand finals. Juicy Joe beat Mr. Crimson 6-1. That was JP going up against Dalsim. You're wondering why that result was so good, as we see that smiling face. That was not the look on his face when he lost 6-1, and that was not the look on Juicy Joe's face when he won 6-1, I can promise you there. But make sure you follow these people on social media. These guys are lovable people, very technical when it comes to the game. But yes, one of the reasons why Juicy Joe basically dominated that matchup, JP versus Dalsim, is because Juicy Joe's brother, JNS, shouts to JNS, lovable guy. He's actually one of the stronger Dalsim players we have in the European region from Sweden as well. So he talks with his brother on a regular basis, trains with his brother on a regular basis. So he knows the ins and outs, and he's got some very unique and intricate conversions from the forced knockdown against Dalsim. Mr. Crimson knows that. When he gets battered that hard, he runs away to the hyperbolic time chamber, comes back, and he tries to do something a little bit different. He's not picking a Kuma here, so he's going to stick with the Dalsim, so he can change. But like Damascus said, he only needs one victory here and he's safe.
Yep, that is it. And that's the crazy part. And the unfortunate situation with Juicy Joe, he needs to win every single game here. He can't mess up, because every bit of life he loses, it's going to be very, very problematic. And you never know, in this situation, in stage in front of people, could very well hurt his composure.
Let's not forget as well, the 6-1 happened in the old version of the game. This is a different version now, a weaker version, still potent in JP, but Mr. Crimson has that knowledge, and he's going to be as elusive as ever. He can stay floating to avoid the vast majority of JP's toolset, but you don't get much damage from floating. So at some point, he's going to have to stay grounded and take a risk there. He didn't get the conversion off the drill there.
Crimson playing this very, very well, but Juicy Joe, again, showing some familiarity in the matchup, but one tiny mistake, and it's all Crimson need to close things down. Things not looking great for Joe.
Yeah, he can't take that one hit. I think he's going to have to go for a jump or something, but he tries to go for a trig lab instead, and Mr. Crimson comfortably presses stand medium punch. He got some interesting changes as well there, Dalsim, but he only needs one more round, and he's basically booked his trip to EVO 2024. Let's see what happens here with Juicy Joe.
Yeah, Joe definitely needs to deny him, lock himself in, has the full screen to work with, but of course with both of these characters you kind of got to be wary of the teleport they both have, but goes for that drive, walks right in towards buttons, and Crimson right now has the corner to control.
He's low on drive gauge here as well, Juicy Jones. He's not looking too good. He's got to be careful as well. The level 2 is there. Next hit will do it. And if he takes a grab, that's going to be the game. And that is the most important point there. And you saw it, the look on his face there. Warrior, he's 1-0 down, but that basically means Mr. Crimson is completely safe.
Yep, 100% locked in. And right now, I mean, Joe just has to play, which is an unfortunate situation, but he's just getting yeeted everywhere.
I mean, just play with the remainder of your pride, pick up your dignity, and then he can try and close out with a 3-1 to try and close out the day on a win. Obviously, it's not the objective is out of the window now, so I guess we can do a side quest here. Crouch Fierce. This is it, and you're starting to see the difference now. Now that what he needs to play for is no longer really on the line, you see the significant difference in mentality when it comes to his gameplay. But what a reset into the drive impact, and the Yoga Sunburst will close out that round there for Mr. Crimson.
Yeah, the sad truth is when in these sorts of scenarios, when money is on the line, a lot of that pressure can kind of crumble the mental, you know? It may not seem like anything, but when you're in front of thousands of people on a live stage, and you know you've got this mindset going on how you want to play, but then you worry about the money. It's very problematic.
What a whip punish there with the crouching heavy kick there. Drive reversal there from Mr. Crimson. Burnt himself out. And that change they done to his stand heavy kick, the increased pushback, that was one of the biggest changes Juicy Joe did mention to me. So you can't get that throw pressure anymore, but gets the conversion. Still got the level 3 there instead. Not going to do Lavushka activation yet. That should be the round. Yes. There you go.
Joe's side playing, it looks a lot more comfortable now, which is unfortunate because it looked like he would have needed that one game to get comfortable, but that was the game he needed to deny in order to win.
It's the weight off his shoulders, but just thinking about in a first to 3, your opponent only needs 1 win to get the bigger picture. It's too hard. It's too it takes too big of a toll mentally on the player. That's why psychology is a huge thing when it comes to these kind of competitive environments. Almost about to put himself in burnout.
Beautiful slide right under the projectile. Juicy Joe finally in burnout.
Mr. Crimson might try to DI him. Oh, and he knew. Yeah, okay. He knew it as well. I was actually thinking about it because when the opponent's in burnout, Dalsim's drive impact is actually a very good footsie tool. And we could see Mr. Crimson literally tempted to use it. I'm not sure if Juicy Joe goaded him into doing it, but he was highly aware, cancelled into the interdiction Super Art 3, and makes it 1 apiece. Now, can you imagine if that was the first game?
Yeah, that's the heartbreaking part about it, man. It's woulda, coulda, shoulda. It may be a little bit too late for Juicy Joe in that respect, but he ain't gonna go down without a fight.
Doctor Strange says in a different timeline. All right, gonna get the conversion then, set up the departure, teleports in. And his Crouching Fierce gets beaten by a Jump Fierce, the rubber band there from Dalsim.
Beautiful throw tech, has the corner to work with. Gonna get the forward throw. We're gonna see the loop again like we did from earlier. Was considering it.
Just away, grabs hot air, nothing, and he gets punished for it. There's a forward throw. Can he get another one in there? Try to.
He's thinking it. Oh, so active, gets caught. Yeah, Juicy Joe. He is playing this so fundamentally better than the first game, which is just unfortunate shame. But man, right now, he's looking to bring things back, and Joe puts another point on the board for himself.
But don't let this be a reflection or the end result as to how he performs in these tournament environments or his knowledge of the matchup, because he is actually probably one of the most knowledgeable people against Dalsim as a JP specialist, and it's starting to show itself and come to fruition now. Going to generate that space there. He hasn't really forced Mr. Crimson's a perfect parry because Mr. Crimson has been super comfortable. Dalsim does dictate the neutral for a short period of time until things change on its head, but
swinging, just kind of going back to neutral, but talking about the perfect parries right there. Oh, does not get anything off that.
I think he was too far for another back median kick, so I'm not sure if Mr. Crimson hesitated to cancel. So I kind of respect they didn't do it, and that's going to be at the same frame. Oh, I thought that was going to be at the same frame, but luckily, Mr. Crimson takes it. He's going to get that round as well, Warrior.
Yeah, and just look at their drive gauge and meters, man. It was so close. Thinking from the very same level.
He must have done that 1 frame slower for it to be a reaction, because that looked like it was on the same frame. So
it's wonderful conversion, has the corner to work with, goes for the overhead mix up.
Didn't finish the conversion there of the 3 lights after getting that jump roundhouse there. Dry rush into a jab there from Juicy Joe. Chasing down, there's going to be 20%. Feel a bit of meter there as well.
Get another throw, has the corner once again, but ooh, gonna get the power in the bomb. Nice, great blocks of Crimson. But conversion is going to do a nice bit of damage as well.
But it's not the CA version, and he actually gets less frame advantage from this situation. Still sets up early departure anyway, and Mr. Crimson forced him to block to give him a little bit of time to block the shadow version of the departures. There you go. One more hit should do it. A clean hit, I think, from Mr. Crimson will do it.
Yeah, he's coming up to level 3. There it is, locked in. Patience being shown between these two.
Yeah, I had a feeling that shouldn't. Oh, the damage scaling. Yeah, last version of the game. They might have done it, and he gets the throw tech as well, but he's burnt out. If Mr. Crimson gets close to him, he's done.
That will be all she wrote, as Juicy Joe is also in burnout right now, too.
He can't do the wrong trick lab either. Oh my god.
Jumps over it. The slowest float that ever was.
Blocks. Yeah, he's done. He's done. He's done. Yeah, he's done. Oh, no, he isn't.
Reached the wall.
I tell a lie. He's still
Crimson
done
and
it.
burnout, and Juicy Joe puts another point on the board for himself.
All right, he's finding his footing, finally. But listen, sometimes I rule out these players way too quickly. I'm like, no, he's done. Close the book. Put the epilogue in the book and we'll close it. But no, they always find the way, and that's again because when you slightly or just about to recover from your burnout state, anything can happen because you get full access to your drive mechanics again.
Yes, wonderful, perfect parry, but oh, what a big whiff there.
He was too low. His hurt box is too low when he slides, so crouching fist did not connect. Maybe if a crouching medium punch would have been better in that scenario there for Juicy Joe. That was mighty unfortunate because that would have been game-changing scenario right there.
1,000,000%, but oh, gets the teleport in. Gonna open up the zones. That's good blocks.
Trying to perfect parry a limb there like he did in the first game, in the first encounter.
Yeah, the way that Joe slowed down the game plan has really been beneficial to him.
Oh, can he get the round he has to spend? Surely. Doesn't even need to use the super art one to close it out there. You saw 4 resources. You start to see that more in this version for JP. He's going to have to exhaust himself a lot quicker to really get the damage. Kind of be reminiscent of what it was in the previous version of the game.
Because, of course, this character on release was quite the juggernaut, has had a lot of changes since then, kind of more in line with the rest of the cast, I would say. And, you know, this current patch, whilst there has been some alterations, it still has that same game plan.
Are you saying he was the guest character before our guest characters and then he got turned into a Street Fighter character? Couldn't be me, mate. Warrior knows what he's talking about, baby.
Oh,
I like it. Gets a forward throw.
Nice. Yeah, no, Joe's just playing this so fundamentally better, and he just looks really comfortable. You know, it's that matchup experience you were talking about at the very, very start. It's one thing to be familiar against a player.
That's it.
It's going to close things out, make it 3-1 for Juicy Joe, but oh, unfortunate.
And there you have it. Super Art 3 Interdiction closing it out. He was ready with the drive impact. And like I said, he's just going to have to try and close this out for pride reasons on the dub, taking it over Mr. Crimson 3-1 in a matchup he is very astute, very attentive towards, courtesy of his brother. Shout outs to JNS. And it will be the champion of our Street Fighter 6 Road to Evo. Mr. Crimson will be getting a full package from PlayStation, getting flown out to Evo. Tournament entry done. I think that's a good day at the office for newly sponsored Mr. Crimson, don't you think?
Absolutely. Big well done on his part. I can't wait to see what becomes of him in the future, especially now he gets to perform on the grand stage of them all. So let's see what happens next, because this is just but a footnote in a greater story.
Of course, he is looking for that competition and always driving to become a better player here. But hey, that's it from us. Hopefully you guys did enjoy those matches, because I did. I learned a lot just from those 3 sets alone. It was crazy that it was just a slither.
I want more games.
Only another timeline. But in this timeline, I'm going to hand it over back to our host. Damascus, all yours.
Thank you so much, Jammers and History Behind the Wire, for the commentary today. A short but efficient Street Fighter 6 tournament was really fun to watch. Let me quickly have some words with Juicy Joe. Unfortunately, difficult start, greater ending, over Mr. Crimson. Still going home with a hefty 2,000, euros prize. So, congratulations to you. Of course, shout outs to you for entering the PlayStation tournaments. What's your plan with Evo this year? Would you still like to attend, or are you waiting for next year, maybe?
Yes, I'm still going to Evo for the first time, actually. So I'm very happy either way. But Sad I didn't play as good today.
Let's go see it at Evo Prep, obviously, man. Crash, it's always good to see you. And, you know, I'll be there. I'll be cheering for you. But, of course, Mr. Crimson, mais oui?
Yes, I won, but I'm still a bit sad that I didn't play as well as I would like against Juicy Joe. I know that he's one of my toughest opponents in Europe, honestly. His brother is playing Dalsim. They play a lot, and I always learn new things when I'm playing him again. So I'm looking for the run back, and I'm really glad to hear that he will be at Evo because I think he have a great chance.
Yeah, it's very good, greater, European community, lots of amazing players there. But your winner of the day is Mr. Crimson, newly sponsored, of course, representing Team Aegis there. So a great chance for you to represent the team at the biggest tournament, right?
Yes, exactly. Evo is like the most important tournament, I think, with Capcom Cup, of course. So it's always a pleasure to be able to go there, and I will do my best.
I will be cheering for you, Mr. Crimson. Listen, without further ado, take the trophy. That is yours. It is quite heavy. It is quite heavy. There we go, a new trophy in Mr. Crimson's collection. Your champion of PlayStation Tournaments Road to Evo 2024. Mr. Crimson taking the win today, and he will be representing the European community here there at Evo Las Vegas. I am looking forward to see that, Mr. Crimson. Always a pleasure to see you. Any final words for your fans, your friends, anyone?
Yes, of course, thanks to everyone who supports Street Fighter overall, not only me. My sponsors, of course, Aegis, Nakon, really important, my family, my girlfriend, everyone, thank you. And thanks to PlayStation Tournaments to organize those kind of events. And I will definitely be back next year if there is another one.
Perfect. Shout out to Crimson, of course, and to all the players, commentators of the day, the productioners, of course, as well, who've been working really hard and bringing a great day one here at the PlayStation Tournaments Road to Evo 2024. We closed Guilty Gear Strive earlier today, and now Street Fighter 6 closed. More PS5 tournaments, of course, are always available. You can join them on the fighting game of your choice directly from your PlayStation 5. And this is where you could end up, there, on the stage, maybe taking the spot of Mr. Crimson. He's not going to let you take this spot easily, but there is a chance for you to take that spot, that trophy, maybe a trip to Evo. You can still buy your tickets to Evolution 2024. It's in Las Vegas in July. Definitely the biggest celebration of fighting games there is. But with this, our time today must come to an end. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. CEST for Mortal Kombat 1. Same format as Drive, 2 qualified players and 2 guests. One of them will be qualified to Evolution 2024. And right after that will be Tekken 8 as well, with same 2 guests and 2 players who will be battling it out. So 2 more players to qualify, 2 more here in Paris to send them to Evolution 2024. But as for today, this is the end of day 1. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today and for following the action. Massive congratulations again to Tiger Pop for Strive and Mr. Crimson for taking Street Fighter 6. We'll be back tomorrow with more fighting games. And until then, take care, press buttons. See you tomorrow for more games.
PlayStation